here I am with both my sons, Brian and Michael. And I'm going to actually interview them. This has not been done ever. So this 50-year anniversary brings us to a point where I can get them all in one place, partially due to the fact that we've had a pandemic and they haven't been able to fly around the world. So, Brian, Michael, thank you for joining me. I have a lot of questions for both of you in this family business.
I'm sure you do.
Thank you for having us, Dan.
Pardon?
Thank you for having us, Dan.
Yeah. So, Brian, how long have you been with the company?
Well, it started in 1996. I think I started interning here.
Wow.
So, and then finishing college during that time. So, yeah, it's
25?
Getting close to that.
25 years. Michael?
1999, I started interning here, and so 19 years.
Wow. It's quite a long time. So the big question for me is, what's the memory of the earliest that you would have as to what interested you about this whole music business?
Well, I never intended to come into the business. I was always going to school for clarinet performance, and I wanted to perform and play, and studied overseas in Austria, came back at Wayne State, and I was always playing. And then I think it was when I started interning here way back then, and I was working at the front desk, I was answering phones, I was assisting in the studio, and I just really was kind of having fun with it. I thought it was really interesting having this kind of mix of technology and business and music all in one place. And I mean, of course, we grew up in it and I was surrounded by it, but I don't know if I really ever knew as much in depth about it until I started working here. And from there, I just kind of got hooked. And then I didn't want to do the performance as much as I wanted to keep kind of going with the excitement and the thrill and the new things that would pop up every day over here. So I guess that's...
And I want to let our audience know too that you did study in Europe. You studied clarinet and you studied classically performance at the Mozarteum, right? Anything you want to say about that? I mean, the challenges that you had over there or anything?
Yeah, well, you quickly realize when you're studying over there with the caliber of other players, it's like the creme de la creme of players from all over the world, so the competition becomes fierce. I mean, my fellow clarinet players that I was studying with were from Japan and Korea and Russia and Germany and Austria. Now a lot of them are playing with the Vienna Philharmonic and the New York Philharmonic and in Doha in the Middle East, and they've made great careers of playing their instrument. So the competition was a hard place to study and really, dig into the performance aspect of things.
Would you find that training that you had there is then all for not considering the business, our business, this music business that we're in?
No, certainly not. I mean, I learned so much there, and I think just not only about performance and playing and music, but about just life and culture, and I think that's what's led us into being able to continue this business around the globe. And I mean, I think that's where I gained all of my knowledge for working with cultures and people and interacting with, because my roommates in our apartment in Austria, in Salzburg, was myself, someone from Korea, 2 people from Japan, and a guy from Germany. So talk about a mix of cultures in one place. It was...
But you got hooked on the German thing because we have a German office which you set up, you and your brother, Michael. And speaking of Michael, what is your earliest memory of what I was doing and what propelled you to get into this whole thing?
I would say my journey was slightly different than Brian's. I distinctly remember you coming home late at night with your saxophone case, probably 8 years old, 7 years old or so. And then, of course, you bringing us to the studio on the weekends when we were young, and we'd be playing with the phones and pretending that we were ordering pizzas and, walking around the studios and everything. But I distinctly remember building out of a cardboard box in my bedroom my own recording studio. And I set up my Casio keyboard player. I set up my electronic drum pads and whatever else I had.
I remember that. Yeah.
And because I wanted to be like you. And that was kind of the whole thing there of being able to create something from nothing and be able to say, oh my gosh, look, this is the commercial that's on the TV. Back in that day, a lot of jingles and famous jingles. So it was exciting. It was exciting to play clarinet. Not as proficient as Brian as far as reading. And who was late to the interview?
Performer.
Yeah. But playing more by ear. The problem that I had was I would have to ask them to play something for me first, and then I could get it. So I wasn't as a proficient reader.
So you inherited some of my inability to read music.
Right, which would take me to another experience of the three of us playing Christmas Eve.
Oh, go ahead. Talk about it.
In church, every Christmas Eve, we would go off on our own and start doing whatever we wanted to do, although we sounded good and we played within the context of what the piece of music was. And this one was getting so frustrated with us all the time and said, I'm never doing this again. And you did. Until the last year that we were playing together Christmas Eve, and we all started laughing through our horns.
Right, which is a maddening sound.
Yeah, and then the congregation started laughing with us, and that was it. We never played again.
Broke up the band?
Yeah, broke up
the band.
And then off to college, studied music business.
At Western, which is
Western
a good business school, right?
Yeah.
Did you have, though, other aspirations to do something else other than music? I thought you told me you wanted to be a policeman.
Yeah, well, I would have probably been an FBI agent or something like that, so I could flash my badge and go do that type of stuff. I honestly don't know. Once I got the little itch into the music scene, that for me was kind of it.